Hey, friends, welcome to this week's episode of Pillars of Wellness. So, today I want to talk to you about compassion, but I don't mean compassion for others, I mean compassion for yourself. So, when's the last time you were really truly understanding, caring, and loving of yourself, as opposed to the trait of self criticism, which many of us are kind of living in all the time, right? We look in a mirror and we see the flaws first. We do a report and we are critical of the work we've done because perhaps we're always trying to do better, to do better, to do better. And that's awesome. I'm all about trying to do the best job you can all the time. But what if what you're doing right now is good enough? Not saying we don't strive to grow and improve, but what if we just allowed ourselves to really understand that we are truly doing the best in the moment? Because most of us truly are. Self-criticism is a really, really common problem, and we need to address it because we want to instill change in the world. It has to start with us, right? So, how is the way you talk to yourself? Drop in the comments. Are you kind to yourself or is there room for improvement? I'm guessing a lot of us are going to write the word improvement. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. But the way that you talk to yourself really plays a huge role in your well being. And we look at mindset as being one of the pillars of wellness. So, how we think, it's super important. It is just as important as eating well, moving our bodies, getting enough sleep. We need to be compassionate. So, how can we do that? Well, let me give you a few simple ways for how you can be compassionate. So, first off, I would say adapt a growth mindset. Maybe you're like, what is that? So, a growth mindset is the opposite of a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is where you're like, this is how I am. I can't change. This is just who I am. And you're going to hear people probably in your life. If you know someone like that, drop that in the comments. You know someone that's just like, this is how I am. I'm not willing to change. Too bad. Whereas a growth mindset is like, someone that's kind of experiencing life and constantly learning and evolving and understands that there is room to get better. So, a growth mindset, you're really just appreciating the potential to learn from your mistakes. So, rather than beating yourself up if you make a mistake and being like, "Oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm no good at this course. I'm going to drop out of this course or I'm never going to cook that recipe again. It didn't work out." Rather than do that, you're cooking a recipe, it doesn't work out, then try it again another time. What can you learn from that mistake? Was the oven temperature too high? Did you not mix the ingredients well enough, right? In anything you do, what is the learning? What is the lesson there? And so when you look at life as being a series of lessons and what it can teach you, you're going to be practicing compassion for yourself. So, growth mindset, number one. Number two is to practice forgiveness, right? And this is hard for a lot of us. We don't forgive others. We also don't forgive ourselves. So, there's that mistake you made back 20 years ago, and you're still like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Practice forgiveness. Instead, be flawsome, right? We are all flawed humans, every single one of us. So, really just practice and embrace being flawsome. Put that on a sticky note wherever you need to see it every day and just be like, I am flawsome. I accept myself for who I am on this journey of life because we've never arrived. And the best part about getting older is truly the wisdom that comes with that. I look at experiences I had 20 years ago, and I would have reacted a lot differently, or I would react a lot differently to that same experience now because I have a bigger lens with which to see the world with, right? Okay, number three, how are we going to be compassionate for ourselves? Is to express gratitude. So we need to really focus on what we do have. So, especially for women, right? We look in the mirror, we put the bathing suit on. I was in my bathing suit in Punta Cana, and it's like, oh, I just wish my belly didn't have this roll. And I used to be me. I used to really think, and I still let's be honest, I still say that sometimes. But then I look up, I look at my 3 beautiful children, and I'm like, "Wait, this body of mine is amazing. It allowed me to have 3 children. Yeah, I got some stretch marks now, but really truly being grateful for what you do have, what is going right in your day. That's going to change that perspective again, um, on how compassionate you are to yourself. And then finally, my last tip is really just to be mindful, because there will be a negative thought in your head. As humans, I don't know what the actual stat is. I've read it at one time, but how many negative thoughts we have in a minute, and it's crazy. So just being mindful, being really curious as to what you're telling yourself. And I'm sometimes surprised because I practice this personal development stuff all the time, and then I'll catch myself when I take a moment and I'm mindful. I'm like, whoa, what is this story I'm telling myself in my head? I catch the thought, I acknowledge that I had that thought, and then I just let it go. Just let it go, right? And move on into the next moment. And then making a mindful choice to be a little bit more positive, right? So really at the end of the day, we want to just we want you to accept yourself. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And compare yourself to no one but yourself, meaning if you want to be the best version of you and live your best life, then do that. Just comparing yourself to you, not looking, on Instagram at someone's massive, exciting life. They're just pictures, right? They're just moments in time. And perhaps look at your own Instagram feed or your own Facebook feed. I'm going to guess for most people, if we just were to browse that, we've got the highlight reel, right? We've got the positive moments, which is awesome. Let those moments, the positive ones, define who you are. Because really, again, we spend so much time thinking we're not worthy, and truly, truly, you are enough. And what's interesting is when you develop a compassionate, grateful, mindful, forgiving mindset, it's going to affect the other pillars of health. Because then when you eat 6 slices of pizza instead of 3, you're allowing yourself to forgive yourself. It's like, "Oh, I ate too many. I'm not perfect. It's okay." Or maybe you're reaching for a goal at the gym and you can't get to town today because the roads are too bad and you don't get there. It's okay. It's okay to know that every day is different, and you just have to choose the best that you can every day. So, that's it. Please give yourself some compassion because it truly, truly is going to affect your life and your mindset. All right. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.